This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio's News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. It's Monday, September 20th. Well, the cleanup is underway at the site of what remains of the Mount Charleston Lodge, which was gutted by fire early Friday morning. The cause of that fire remains unclear. The cause of the Mount Charleston Lodge fire is still unknown, as the demolition is now underway and plans to rebuild at the historic location are now in the works, following a structure fire that destroyed the restaurant and bar located on Kyle Canyon Road on Mount Charleston. The Clark County Fire Department's Fire Investigation Division was able to determine that the fire began in the storage areas of the lodge, which were positioned under the outdoor dining deck. A number of potential causes for the fire were identified in this area of origin. These include a number of different electrical and mechanical items. The fire department says that due to the extent of the fire damage to that area, each of these items could not be eliminated as to whether they caused the fire or not. They add that due to having multiple potential causes of the fire remaining, the exact cause of the fire is undetermined at this time. That said, there is no indication thus far that this was an intentional act. The fire was discovered well involved at 4:45 in the morning on Friday, September 17th. Clark County Fire and Rescue, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, Bureau of Land Management fire crews, and Mount Charleston Fire Protection District responded. There was no extension to nearby cabins or forest, and no injuries were reported. The employees who worked at that location have now been reassigned to other positions within the company or even offered employment at a nearby lodge called the Retreat at Charleston Peak on Kyle Canyon Road or at Lee Canyon. This according to the owners, Ellis Island Gaming and Brewing Company. Well, former U.S. Senator Dean Heller has now entered into the campaign for Nevada governor. Heller spoke with supporters in Carson City this morning. He is expected to visit Las Vegas this afternoon. He entered into a Republican primary race that already includes a myriad of Republicans, including Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo, North Las Vegas Mayor John Lee, Reno Area Attorney Joey Gilbert, and businessman Guy Nora. Well, there has been one confirmed new death related to COVID-19 reported since last Monday, September 13th, a resident of Pahrump. There's 102 new COVID-19 positive cases here in Nye County since last Monday, reported and confirmed, with 5 in Beatty and 1 each in Gabbs, Manhattan, Round Mountain, and Tonopah, and the remainder here in Pahrump. The Amargosa Valley COVID and flu vaccine pod will be held tomorrow, September 21st, and then Thursday, October 28th at their community center located at 1640 East Farm Road. Tuesday is from 9 to 10:30 a.m. and then 1 to 2:30 p.m. on October 28th. Both are walk-in events and no appointments are needed. Well, the Tonopah Community Health Nurse will host a walk-in COVID-19 vaccine clinic on Tuesday, September 21st. That's tomorrow, from noon until 4:30 p.m. at their office located at 1 Frankie Street. You can call 775-482-6659 for more information. There's no appointment required. And reminder that the Pahrump COVID-19 and flu vaccine clinic will be held this Wednesday, September 22nd from 8:30 in the morning until 3 p.m. closed for lunch from noon to 1 at the health nurse's office located at 1981 East Calvada Boulevard at the Health and Human Services building. They, of course, have all 3 vaccines, including Pfizer, Moderna, and the Janssen. You can call 775-751-7070 for an appointment. And they're also offering the 3rd doses of Pfizer and Moderna for moderately to severely immunocompromised individuals. Well, there's a new queen in town. Marla Quercia was crowned Miss Senior Golden Years 2021 during Saturday evening's pageant held at the Saddle West.
For the first time, I would like to introduce your 2021 Miss Senior Golden Years USA, Marla Quercia!
I'm so happy right now.
Yeah.
Yes, it was such a wonderful pageant and the girls were just amazing.
Yeah.
It was really a fun time. My main experience was the camaraderie with the women. These are some amazing, amazing people, and they do some great works around the community. So yes, that was probably the highlight of the pageant.
Yeah.
And working with BJ. I am always going to work with the children. Having fostered 59 children, I'm just going to carry on and take care of kids and do whatever BJ says. So we're going to go around through the community and we're going to try to help the children. I learned to sign when I was fostering children. Some of my children were nonverbal, and so they couldn't speak or didn't know how to talk a lot of times. They were so neglected. So I learned how to do signs so they could say please and thank you and more. So I wanted to continue learning more and more sign language, so I studied it so that I could help the children.
So Follies Berger brought down the house.
Oh yes, well of course. These girls are seen all over the world.
Yeah.
All because of my pro. I'll tell you, it was hard getting it all together, but wasn't this Paris beautiful? It was just absolutely phenomenal and packed, and that surprised me. At the beginning, I was so very, very weak, and you know, a lot went away with the virus and everything else that's going with my life. It was very difficult tonight for me without my guide here, and the many people we lost, my pageant family.
That was such a fun show. I had so much fun on Saturday night. Well, we will return with more information and local news right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. There is a new program designed to offer financial assistance to foster youth that were negatively impacted by the pandemic.
State and local reps are now hoping to reach young people between the ages of 14 and 26 who are still in or recently aged out of foster care. The state of Nevada has received $4 million in funds to support these young people following the COVID-19 pandemic.
The funding is available to any foster youth, former foster youth that's over the age of 14 all the way up to 27 that spend any time in foster care. So the terminology they often use is that experienced foster care. They might have been only in foster care for a month. They could have been in there for years. They're eligible for this funding. The funding ends September 30th. And our program serves our rural youth from Carson City, Fallon, Elko, Pahrump, and all the surrounding areas.
The Nevada Division of Child and Family Services is encouraging former foster youth to contact the child welfare representative in their area to see if they are eligible for the COVID-19 pandemic relief funds.
Funding is really supposed to be support to help our youth and really get them that break that they need, right? So we've had some youth that say, you know, I lost my job and I haven't quite been able to catch up on rent. This funding is perfect to help supplement those needs. We pay things out immediately. So if someone gives us, we have to have supporting documents, right? If they want us to pay something. So if we get a youth that asks, hey, can you help me pay my rent for this 1 month? We'll ask for a copy of the lease. We'll cut a check and we get a check within a week.
If you would like to learn more about the funding available through this program, use the contact information listed below. For KPVM, I'm Matthew Davis.
Thanks so much, Belinda. Well, a man who police say believed another man was trying to get to his girlfriend is now under arrest and facing assault charges.
Andrei Petrushka is under arrest and facing 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon and 1 count of battery with the use of a deadly weapon, resulting in substantial bodily harm. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to Desert View Hospital for a report of an assault. The victim told officers he was at Petrushka's house in Pahrump when Petrushka pulled a gun and pointed it at him. The victim told deputies he and Petrushka were friends. The sheriff's office says the victim went on to say Petrushka believed he was trying to get to his girlfriend behind his back. The victim told deputies during the incident, Petrushka struck him above his right eye with the barrel of the gun, causing a laceration. At the hospital, officers say they observed the victim's right eye was swollen and noticed the laceration, which they describe as consistent with a strike from the muzzle of a firearm. Petrushka was arrested and booked into the Nye County Detention Center.
And a Nye County man has been arrested after speeding his vehicle and catching the attention of sheriff's deputies.
On September 14th, a Nye County Sheriff's deputy observed a motorcycle traveling at a rate of speed more than 45 miles per hour over the posted speed limit near the intersection of West Basin Street and South Barney Street. When the deputy checked on the status of the registration for the motorcycle, it was determined that the tag affixed to the motorcycle was for that of a 1985 Honda Street Bike. However, the model that the suspect was riding on was a significantly newer year model motorcycle. The deputy that pulled over the driver of the motorcycle recognized him as John Dearborn Murphy. Dearborn Murphy has been involved in multiple narcotics offenses and stolen property crimes in the past, specifically stolen vehicles. When the deputy requested a VIN status check of the motorcycle that Dearborn Murphy was on, it was determined that the motorcycle was previously reported as stolen by the Las Vegas Metro Police Department. When questioned, Dearborn Murphy was unable to provide a reasonable explanation as to why he was in possession of a stolen motorcycle. Dearborn Murphy is being charged with 1 count of possession of a stolen vehicle.
Thanks so much, Matthew. We'll have your health report on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, September is Suicide Awareness Prevention Month, and according to a study released by the CDC, girls between the ages of 12 and 17 years old appeared to be the most at risk during the pandemic. In fact, data shows suspected suicide attempts during February and March of this year increased by 51% compared to the same period in 2019.
There's a lot of hormonal changes that happen and impact their brain, and like their brain maturation changes, and you kind of like see that the girls start gaining a lot of like maturity early, right? And so we see a lot of like attempts. So I think that's what you're seeing.
Dr. Tatiana Falcone is a psychiatrist for Cleveland Clinic Children's. She says suicide is preventable, which is why it's so important for parents to notice the early signs of depression. For example, their child may have a sudden drop in grades, start sleeping more or acting withdrawn, become moody and irritable, and talk about feeling hopeless or having nothing to live for. Dr. Falcone says parents should not hesitate to talk to their children if they think something is wrong. Having an open dialogue is important. She also recommends monitoring their cell phone and social media use, especially since cyberbullying is such a big issue these days.
When you start giving the privilege to your kid to use a cell phone, is to teaching your kid like good use of your cell phone, right? What are the appropriate apps that your kid should have? And, you know, how long your kid should use the cell phone? And what are some of the apps that are not good?
Dr. Falcone says if you suspect your child is at risk for suicide or their mood is not improving, you should talk to a medical professional.
And in this next story, we'd like to show you the unique way the local 4-H club is introducing high school students to the world of robotics.
Look at those cute googly eyes. What is that? Well, this is not Disney's WALL-E, but maybe his distant cousin. Meet Awkward Bee. This is the robot that was created by the Nye County chapter of the 4-H club, Awkward Silence Robotics team.
So the Robotics Club, they're coming to do a demonstration with the robots and kind of show some cool technology that they've been learning throughout the years, and we're excited to see it. We pride ourselves in really wanting to give it back to the community. We like to support the community. We think it's really important, especially kids. You know, the kids are the future of our society and our world. So it's really important to us at Nevada Realty that we give back to them, and we make sure we give them every possible opportunity to follow their dreams.
The Awkward Silence High School Robotics team meets in person at least twice a week to work on the robotic build and engineering. The team is part of the worldwide FIRST Tech Challenge. FIRST is an acronym of For Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. The team is well known in the local and FIRST communities, and they mentor teams at all levels in Southern Nevada. And on this specific day, they received a financial contribution from the realtors at Nevada Realty.
We're really excited to be here at Nevada Realty to accept a sponsorship check for the team. It's been an interesting summer with very little ability to do fundraising, so we've really depended on sponsors this year, much like last year. So we're really excited. The kickoff is September 18th, so we get to know what the game is finally. And then we are going to be able to know what to build from there. So having that funding in place in advance is really going to help us have that.
Nevada Realty, break you in. We would like to present to you for $1,000 for your silence robot.
For being able to money us out at this time.
If you would like to learn more about supporting the Awkward Silence Robotics team, Facebook group Awkward Silence for Run.
I'd like the realty, and of course, invite me. It's Monday, and that's time to meet another to be
here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today, this chunk of a kitty is named Libby. Libby is a very large cat. I would probably assume maybe around 25 pounds. Super sweet. Libby is very loving. She wants attention. She does get a little nervous when you're picking her up. I'm assuming it's because of her weight. Probably needs to get if you do adopt her, but that doesn't go and take away from the fact that she's a super cute cat. 22 years old, so she has plenty of years ahead of her, and she just wants to go to her forever home and someone who will love her and be patient with her and go and help her on her weight loss journey. If you want to come and see Libby or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call, 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
We take a look outside on that weather cam. Seems to be spotted up a bit. I guess we had a little bit of rain over the weekend. We'll find out exactly what's in store for Fall Festival week after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Quiller from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Glad to see you made it safe and sound to the other side of the weekend. And man, what a week we got lining up for you. But let's take a look at the current temperatures all up and down. Looks like beautiful fall weather. Mid-70s from Fernley all the way down to about Goldfield. Beatty, you're staring at about 88 degrees. You're the holdout, and I love it up in Beatty. It's a gorgeous day. Amargosa, Las Vegas, you're stuck about low 90s, 93, 92. Out in Death Valley, really cool for Death Valley, just barely scratching triple digits at 101. Here in Pahrump, well, let's take a look. It's about 89 degrees currently. 91 earlier, and that was our high mark today. Southwesterly winds to 8 miles per hour as the humidity ceases to impress at 13%. That'll change shortly. 6:30 a.m. this morning, the sun rose in all its glory and promise, and hope of a new day extinguishes tonight at 6:43 p.m. That'll be sunset. Low tonight, about 61 degrees as we head into the week. What do we got? Well, we got clear skies tomorrow, but then look at this, a bunch of clouds, and rain. Whoa! Check this out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, increasing chances of rain up to like 24, 25%. We'll definitely get wet. Winds relatively calm, under 10 miles per hour. So I don't think we're going to see these big sweeping storms, but temperatures will remain reliably in the low 90s throughout the week, and about 65 averaging in the evenings. Should be pretty pleasant fall weather, other than that rain. So just make plans for it for this weekend. Maybe take down the umbrella, do some yard stuff, have some fun. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. Well, this year's parade grand marshal has been selected. It is Sheriff Sharon Worley, and she will be the grand marshal for this year. The parade, once again, is going to be where it has been for the last few years, and that is beginning on Oxbow, traveling southbound to Dandelion Street, and that will be on Saturday, September 25th. It starts at 9 a.m. You have to get there early because they do close down the roadway, so bring a chair and come on by and watch the parade this Saturday. Of course, the Prep Fall Festival starts this Thursday and lasts through Sunday there at Petrick Park. It's going to be fantastic. A rodeo, carnival, lots of games, and lots of vendor booths, of course, a crafts and arts fair, and everything you ever wanted, including a fireworks show to kick it all off on Thursday night. For more information, you can go to visitpahrump.com. If you would like to still enter the parade, there still is time to do that. Go to visitpahrump.com. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Good night.